Introduction. Welcome to our YouTube channel, where we delve into some of the most haunting and tragic events in history. In this video, we explore the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. Our thoughts go out to the victims and their families, and we stand in solidarity with them during this difficult time. Case number 1, the Sandy Hook Lockdown Massacre. It was a crisp December morning, just a few weeks before the holidays. The students and teachers at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, were going about their day as usual, perhaps looking forward to the upcoming winter break or the holiday festivities. But little did they know that this day would be forever etched in the memories of their community, and in the history of the nation. Suddenly, gunshots rang out, shattering the peace of the school and sending shockwaves throughout the town. On December 14, 2012, a 20-year-old gunman named Adam Lanza entered Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, and opened fire, killing 26 people, armed with a rifle and multiple rounds of ammunition, had forced his way into the school, and he was on a rampage. In a matter of minutes, he had taken the lives of 26 innocent people, including 20 young children between the ages of 6 and 7, and 6 staff members. The shooting. The incident began when Lanza forced his way into the school by shooting through a window near the front entrance. He was armed with a Bushmaster XM15E2S rifle, and multiple rounds of ammunition. Once inside the school, he made his way to 2 classrooms and opened fire on students and staff. The first classroom he entered was that of Victoria Soto, a first-grade teacher who heroically tried to protect her students. Soto was killed in the shooting, along with 6 of her students. In the second classroom, Lanza killed another 6 adults and 8 children before turning the gun on himself. The shooting shocked the nation and prompted debates over gun control legislation and mental health policies. President Barack Obama visited Newtown to meet with the families of the victims and deliver a speech in which he pledged to take action to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. The shooting had a profound impact on the community of Newtown, as well as the nation as a whole. In the aftermath of the shooting, the town was in shock and mourning, and residents came together to support one another and grieve the loss of the victims. Memorials were erected to honor the victims, and the town became a symbol of resilience in the face of tragedy. For the families of the victims, the shooting was a devastating loss that forever changed their lives. They were forced to grapple with the unimaginable pain of losing a child or loved one, while also dealing with the media attention and public scrutiny that followed the shooting. In the years since the shooting, many parents of the victims have become advocates for gun control reform, speaking out about the need for stricter laws and increased mental health resources. The shooting also prompted changes in school safety protocols, with many schools across the country implementing new security measures such as locked doors, metal detectors, and active shooter drills. It was an act of senseless violence that forever changed the lives of the victims and their families, as well as the lives of countless others who were affected by the incident. The Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting was a tragedy that shocked the nation and left a profound impact on the community of Newtown. Case number 2, the Virginia Tech Lockdown Massacre. On April 16, 2007, what started as a happy and ordinary day at Virginia Tech quickly turned into a tragedy that forever changed the lives of the victims and their families. In this video, we'll explore the details of the shooting, as well as the impact it had on the Virginia Tech community and beyond. On the morning of April 16, 2007, students and faculty members at Virginia Tech were going about their day as usual. It was a beautiful spring day, and many students were looking forward to enjoying the warm weather and spending time with friends. Some were heading to class, while others were grabbing breakfast at the campus dining halls. Little did they know that their lives were about to be forever changed. The shooter was a 23-year-old student at Virginia Tech named Seung-Hwa Cho. He had a history of mental illness and was known to be a troubled student. He had been previously referred for mental health evaluation and treatment, and had been declared a danger to himself or others by a judge in 2005. Despite this, he was able to purchase firearms legally and carry out the deadly attack. Shooting began at approximately 7:15 a.m. on April 16, 2007, when Seung-Hwa Cho, a 23-year-old student at Virginia Tech, entered West Ambler Johnston Hall, a co-ed dormitory on campus. He was armed with a .22 caliber handgun and multiple rounds of ammunition. Cho entered the dormitory room of Emily J. Hilscher, a 19-year-old student, and shot her multiple times, killing her. He then moved on to the room of Ryan Clark, a 22-year-old resident advisor who had heard the gunshots and was coming to investigate. Cho shot and killed Clark as well. At approximately 9:40 a.m., Cho entered Norris Hall, a classroom building on campus. He was armed with 2 handguns, a Glock 19 and a Walter P22, as well as multiple rounds of ammunition. Cho began his shooting spree on the second floor of Norris Hall, where he entered room 206, an advanced hydrology class taught by Professor G.V. Loganathan. Cho shot and killed Loganathan and several students in the classroom before moving on to other classrooms on the second floor. He then proceeded to the third floor of Norris Hall, where he continued to enter classrooms and shoot students and faculty members. In some cases, he blocked the doors with desks and other items to prevent people from escaping. The shooting continued for approximately 9 minutes before Cho took his own life in room 211, a classroom on the second floor of Norris Hall. In the immediate aftermath of the shooting, the campus was in chaos, with students and faculty members frantically trying to reach loved ones and determine the extent of the tragedy. By the time the shooting was over, 32 people had been killed, including 27 students and 5 faculty members. In addition, 17 others were injured in the shooting. The Virginia Tech shooting had a profound impact on the campus community and the nation as a whole. The incident prompted debates over gun control legislation and mental health policies, with many calling for stricter laws to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. Virginia Tech also faced criticism for its handling of the incident, with some arguing that the campus should have been locked down after the first shooting. The Virginia Tech community came together to mourn the loss of the victims and support one another in the aftermath of the shooting. Memorials were held on campus and across the country to honor the victims, and the university launched several initiatives to address mental health issues and prevent future violence. In conclusion, the Virginia Tech shooting was a tragedy that will never be forgotten. It serves as a reminder of the need for action to prevent gun violence and ensure the safety of our communities. Our thoughts are with the victims and their families, and we stand in solidarity with the Virginia Tech community and all those affected by the shooting. Case number 3: the Belsen School Siege. Today, we're going to explore the tragic events of the Belsen School Siege, which took place on September 1, 2004, in Belsen, Russia. This 3-day siege resulted in the deaths of over 330 people, most of whom were children. It was a devastating act of terrorism that shook the world and left a lasting impact on the families of the victims and the wider community. In this video, we will take a closer look at the background, details, and aftermath of the Belsen School Siege. The siege began on the morning of September 1, 2004, when a group of Chechen separatist militants stormed School No. 1 in Belsen, Russia. The militants were heavily armed and well prepared, with some estimates suggesting that they had over 30 terrorists involved in the operation. The militants entered the school disguised as repairmen and began taking hostages, including students, parents, and faculty members. They herded the hostages into the school's gymnasium, which they had rigged with explosives and booby traps. The militants demanded that Russian forces withdraw from Chechnya and that Chechen separatists be released from Russian prisons. They threatened to kill the hostages if their demands were not met. Over the next 3 days, the hostages were subjected to extreme conditions, with no access to food, water, or medical attention. The militants also threatened and abused the hostages, including children as young as 6 years old. The situation inside the school became increasingly desperate as the siege continued. On the second day of the siege, Russian security forces attempted to storm the school, leading to a violent firefight that resulted in the deaths of many of the hostages. The militants responded by executing several hostages in retaliation, including a young boy who had been held up as a shield by one of the militants. The militants also threatened to blow up the school and kill all the hostages if Russian forces did not withdraw from Chechnya. On the third day of the siege, the militants set off explosives inside the gymnasium, causing a massive fire and further casualties. Russian forces stormed the building in a final assault, leading to a chaotic and deadly firefight. In the end, over 330 people were killed in the Belsen school siege, including 186 children. The tragedy was one of the deadliest school shootings in history, and it left a lasting impact on the families of the victims and the wider community. The aftermath of the Belsen school siege was one of shock, grief, and outrage. The tragedy prompted a national conversation about terrorism and separatism in Russia, as well as debates over security protocols and hostage negotiations. The families of the victims were left to grapple with the unimaginable pain of losing a child or loved one, while also dealing with the media attention and public scrutiny that followed the siege. The Belsen school siege remains a haunting reminder of the devastating impact of terrorism and violence, as well as the urgent need for governments and communities to work together to prevent such tragedies from occurring in the future. Our hearts go out to the families of the victims, who continue to live with the pain and loss caused by this senseless act of violence. As we conclude this video, we want to take a moment to honor the memory of the victims and to stand in solidarity with the people of Belsen and all those affected by the siege. We pledge to use our platform to raise awareness of this tragedy and to advocate for peace and security in our world. We also invite you to subscribe to our channel and join us in our ongoing efforts to explore the mysteries and complexities of our world. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with our latest videos and help us to continue sharing important stories like the one we've explored today. Thank you for watching, and may we all strive towards a more peaceful and compassionate world.